this is going to be a very different video. I have so many things to update you guys on. We're going to be switching things up around here. I have decided to cut back on YouTube a little bit. I have been going through a few kind of like thinking sessions as well, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of that information, but I also wanted to just sit with you and do my makeup and have a bit of a get ready with me session. I've never done that before. Let's get into it. So if you are interested in kind of listening to me yap for 20 minutes, then this is going to be an interesting one for you to watch. And also I've gotten some questions on how I do my makeup, so this is going to be kind of like a multiple use kind of video. So without further ado, let's get into it. I already know I'm gonna have such a hard time editing this video because I am used to clean cuts. I don't like to actually edit too much, and this is going to be a video that's all over the place, but it's a video that I really want to make, so I figured let's do this. And I'm wearing these earrings for the first time, and I think they're super cool, but like my hair is getting all over the place, so let's put it up. So yes, this is going to be a get ready with me. I'm going to be like using products, but I'm not going to be talking about them because I want to keep this video pretty focused, and I also don't want this video to drag on for too long, even though it might, who knows. So I'm going to link everything, but yeah, this video is just me chatting with you guys. It's a different setup completely, and I felt like it was appropriate because I don't usually do videos where I'm sitting on the floor. Many of you might know this, but there was a time when I was doing makeup videos on YouTube. That was years and years ago when I was like still in high school, and that was actually kind of cool because it really allowed me to learn how to speak in front of a camera. It allowed me to learn how to edit, how to use programs, how to learn programs very like quickly and efficiently, and that's something that I still use not only in this sphere of content creation, but also in my 9-to-5 career as well. So it turned out pretty cool. Long story short, I think I'm going to be cutting down on how many times a week I'm publishing content on YouTube, and there are a few reasons behind this, but that's like the long story short. I'm going to elaborate. Part of me was thinking, should I use this video as a bit of clickbait and say like, am I thinking of quitting YouTube? I might just do that. Okay, I might just do that. A girl needs her views, but I'm not gonna quit YouTube. I'm just gonna cut back on the amount of long form content that I've been doing. For those of you who are new, but I don't think most people watching this video are new, but for y'all's benefit, I have been publishing videos 5 times a week on YouTube for like the last year plus. I started YouTube actually in 2023, which is crazy to say because it feels like it's been such a long time, but I started YouTube in 2023. Previously, I'd been on TikTok, like working in the fragrance niche, and then I wanted to transition to YouTube for quite some time. And I started in the late summer of 2023. And at the time, I was going through a breakup. And when you're going through a breakup, your life shifts and you start to have like more pockets of time. And at the time, I started to have more time to film YouTube. So I started doing that. And it's something that caught on pretty quickly for me. Like I started to enjoy it really quickly. I really liked it. And I just couldn't stop doing it. So I kept on doing it. It was something that I very much enjoyed, and I essentially started like building out my channel while I was doing TikTok at the same time. And then I started like doing TikTok a little bit less. And I think at some point I kind of like honestly didn't quit doing TikTok, but I was doing it a lot less and I was focusing my time on YouTube. Then around this time, I also moved to Washington, DC. So it ended up being like a lot of different moving parts. And through all this time, I started like slowly increasing my output on YouTube. And I will say this, like once I gain a little bit more traction on YouTube, I'd love to do maybe like even like a video or like a few videos, a series, something talking about the reality of content creation, like what it's like under the hood. I don't think that I am at that point yet, because I mean, I'm obviously still growing and I still have a lot to learn myself, but I think my approach has allowed me to kind of see things a little bit differently than the average person online. And I don't regret any of the ways I've gone about doing content, but I have realized that certain things are no longer working for me anymore. I vividly remember at that point in my life, I was really, really focusing on my career. I was focusing on my channel. I was focusing on creating as much content as possible. Like, even most of my weekends were taken up with content creation, and I was learning YouTube and I was learning all these things. And yeah, like my entire life was my career and content creation. Like, that's what I was focused on. I was like, I want to build these two things. And I don't think I traveled much for like a while because I was so focused on that. And I was also dealing with a lot of other things in my life that I don't feel comfortable with sharing at this point in time. But just so you know, like my life was like very tunnel vision, and I was like very focused on these things. And so it made sense for me to publish more content on YouTube. And I will say this, like my approach to YouTube has always been that I wanted to create the kind of content that I felt was missing in the space. I wanted to create content that I was really interested in watching. Because when I was looking on YouTube, like the people that I really enjoyed watching, like they were the people that I felt like comfort after watching. Like they were essentially my comfort watching people. Like they were the people that I felt like I felt a sense of comfort after watching them. And I'm like, okay, I want to become someone's comfort watch. I want to be the kind of creator that people watch when they're bored, when they don't necessarily feel like they want to buy anything, when they just want to watch that person because they just enjoy that person. And that I found, this is my opinion, that's missing, or that was missing in the perfume space. And I'm not saying that I want to dedicate all my content towards anti-consumerism. I mean, obviously I talk about fragrances, I have discount codes, that will continue, and that is something that, I mean, that's something that works for me and I like doing it. But I do think there's always going to be a need for balance. So that's why I started doing my Smash or Pass videos. I was like, let me talk about fragrance news in a way that's not showing like all these fragrances I got in PR. So that's why I'm talking about them. Let me talk about fragrance news in a way that's objective, that's a little bit critical, that's basically talking about them as if this was a news article, but this is just like a video. And that series has given me so much. Literally, when I tell you that series is probably responsible for my growth on YouTube, that series was really hard to maintain, especially at first, because I would film, I still do, even though this might change a little bit, but I am filming the videos on Sunday and then I'm posting them on Monday, because I know that that's when everyone will be like done with their weekend, and that's when everyone will be like logging onto YouTube to watch their videos while they're working. And I knew this was a series that people would want to come back to, because at the time there was a need for a video that combined all the releases that have been announced over the course of the last week, and no other creator was doing that. And I still have noticed a few people doing videos like that, but no one is doing it weekly, and there's a reason behind it, because it takes a lot of work, it's a lot of dedication, it's a lot of editing, and if you're not necessarily talking about the fragrances, like if you're not smelling the fragrances, some people might find a video like that controversial. And when I tell you the amount of criticism I've received for doing videos like that is kind of insane. And that's why, like I say at the beginning of this video, of those videos, like this is window shopping, like this is us window shopping together, because I got sick and tired of seeing all these like, you know, videos of people just holding a fragrance up saying this was a must-have fragrance and then not saying much else, and then you'd never see that fragrance on that person's channel again. Like I got sick of seeing that. And I wanted to create a video that was objectively talking about new fragrance releases, just like looking at them and just like talking about them, you know, like instead of just self-sourcing all those fragrance releases, why not just have it in one place? And yeah, the amount of criticism I've received about that on my channel, people leave comments. I've seen some forums where people talk about it. People really like to criticize. I will continue doing that series. That series is not stopping. I will say that because I think that there is a need for a kind of video like that where we talk about fragrances in a way that's objective, that's open, that's just sharing our opinion. We're not criticizing the fragrances, we're just doing the natural thing that you do, like the natural decision-making process that you do whenever you're trying to decide whether or not to buy a fragrance. And also, okay, this is really interesting doing this at the same time as I'm doing my makeup. The other thing is people like to say like, oh yeah, you should just get samples of all the fragrances. Do you know how much that would cost to get samples of fragrances that are unreleased from across the world and ship them to me? That would be like hundreds of dollars in a video. And like some people have said like, buy the fragrances. Are you kidding? Like, are you okay? Like, buy the okay, all right. Okay, anyway, moving on. So that video series for me is something that really helped me grow so much. And like growing on YouTube is hard, by the way. It's not easy. There's a reason why people don't do it, because the YouTube algorithm isn't necessarily as rewarding short term. It's rewarding long term, and it's great for building the communities. That's why I'm on here, because it's a great way to build community. It's a great way to build longevity, because you don't get that on really any other social media platform right now. No matter how big these platforms get, like it's difficult to build community in the same way. So yeah, if you're someone who's just starting out, like I recommend to post as much as you can, but post consistently and use that time to really experiment with the format of videos that you're doing and try new topics, try new ideas, understand that certain ideas might not hit. And that's why if you do more videos, you're going to get a better chance of like success, because you won't be hurt as much by your weekly video tanking if you have 2 or 4 others in your back pocket. Which brings me to filming and posting videos or posting long form videos 5 times a week, which everyone has said, like every single time I see someone, or not every single time, but so many times when I see someone in person and I ask them like, or we have a conversation about content creation, and I tell them like I post 5 times a week, everyone says that's so much. And for a while it was something that I was okay doing, but not gonna lie, I've had a few burnout sessions. Like I've had a few sessions where due to the way my life is right now and due to how much has changed, like my life right now is completely different to what it was even a year ago. Like so much rapid change, so much has happened. My life is incredibly busy, and when I think of doing content creation, like it doesn't hit in the same way, because I've realized by posting videos 5 times a week, I'm basically putting all my eggs in one basket, and I'm not allowing myself to focus on different parts of my internet presence, if you will, that would help me grow. I'm not as focused on building community as I could be if I was not focusing as much on posting 5 times a week. And I've noticed also that it's hard to come up with new ideas, and it's hard to come up with ideas that feel genuine and hit as much. So this is me saying that I am going to be cutting back on the frequency of how much I post on YouTube. I am going to keep it at 3 times a week, okay? So the Monday videos are gonna stay, the Smash or Pass videos are gonna stay. I'm probably gonna post on Wednesdays and maybe Fridays. I'm still thinking about how to do that, but oh my gosh. This past week, or these past few weeks have been a bit insane, and this is why I'm like thinking of making this kind of decision. A few weeks ago, I had surgery, which I was not actually planning on sharing, but it kind of like made me think a lot about what I was doing to myself in terms of like publishing so much instead of in terms of working so much. I was pretty much like exhausting myself and I was working really hard, and then all of a sudden I had to like literally take a step back because it was medically necessary, and it was something that like really made me think like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, it's not normal to be working overtime or, well, yeah, like working a full-time content creation gig, which I work full-time hours on content creation, plus working a demanding 9 to 5, and then expecting, and then have a social life, and then have obligations and responsibilities, and still expect to be okay. Like, that's not realistic. That's not healthy. And that's something that I really had to take a hard look at. A few days ago, I went to New York, and it's kind of ironic that me going to New York kind of inspired this slowdown. But I went to, the night before I was going to New York, I was trying to edit a podcast episode. And I literally was about to have a mental breakdown because the audio wasn't aligned. Like, the audio, something was just up with the audio where I think the audio was going faster than the footage, and I still haven't figured it out. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to scrap that video entirely because like this is just it. I was literally working at it. I was like, why is this not aligning? Because if you don't know, I have to record the audio separately and then I layer on top of the video and then I synchronize it. So like that's the first step in the editing process. And it was not working. It was not working. And I was like, I have to go into the office tomorrow. I have to pack. I have to get my house in order because I'm actually hosting a dinner party when I get back. Like, I can't do this. I was like, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to take a break because I literally could not do that. And I was like thinking maybe I'll just like schedule a video in the meantime. But like when I came back from the office, I was packing, I was like doing all the things, and I literally was like, I can't do this. I am burning myself out. I'm still exhausted because I literally went through surgery like a week before that, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, no one cares about this more than me. Like, I need to stop. So I posted on my community tab. I think a lot of you guys saw that I was just going to take a break. I was going to take a trip, and I was going to be back with Friday's video. And I went to New York. And when I was going to New York, I was kind of like bopping around, and I went there because I wanted to see this exhibit at the Met. I love fashion, and the Costume Institute has been doing their exhibit, and I wanted to see this exhibit. And I was bopping around. I was going to like the restaurants that I had wanted to go to, and I was just having a great time, and I was just getting rejuvenated. And it made me really think, like, I like this feeling. Like, I like this feeling of just feeling relaxed. And I know that to a lot of people, like the idea, I'm looking for my lip liner. Where's my lip liner? And I know to a lot of people, the idea of going to New York to relax might seem a little bit foreign, but truly, like, at this point, I think I've been to New York probably a dozen times. Like, it's really easy to actually go to New York if you live in Washington, D.C., because you literally just, like, it takes like a few hours maximum to go. And I was bopping around, I was doing my thing, I was having a great time, and then I just realized, like, there is so much creativity that I can do right now, and there's so many ideas that I can have, but if I am constantly tired, I'm not going to come up with these ideas, and I'm not going to be able to execute on them. Like, I am such a creative person. I have so many ideas. I have so many things I want to do, things that I haven't, like, even been able to do because I'm always just trying to chase after doing content and doing videos. And by the way, okay, if you see someone online and they're like publishing content, they're publishing videos, and like their transitions are really crisp, they have effects, or even if they have like, you know, even if they have an upload frequency that is more than 3 times a week, 9 times out of 10 they have a video editor, but a lot of people don't. I'm one of those people that does not have a video editor, and when I tell you editing is hard work, it really is. And I think I'm like pretty good at it, but still it's a lot, and it's exhausting. So So with that being said, I know I've been rambling so much in this video, and like I said, editing this is going to be interesting because I actually do edit my videos. A lot of people don't, and to be honest, like I would like to get to that point where I don't have to edit, because I think that will make it a lot easier for me to just like turn the camera on, film, and that's it. I have a little bit of mascara smudge, but we'll fix that in just a moment. I would actually like to get to the point where I have a video editor. I think that would fix a lot of the issues I've been encountering, but I'm nowhere near that point yet. It just doesn't make sense. So up until I grow a little bit more, up until I get more traction, I will continue editing my videos, and I'll probably even continue editing them past that point, because I do like editing my videos. I do like editing content. Wow, this is old eyelash glue. And this video is all over the place, but here's another tidbit of information. For those of you who don't know, YouTube Shorts actually perform way better, like exponentially better than long form content. Like right now, my new traffic comes in through YouTube Shorts. So in a sense, like if I don't post on YouTube Shorts for like a day, my views are hit way more than they would be if I like chose not to post on a long form video. Like if I don't post a long form video, then but I post 3 shorts in a day, my views will still be okay, my watch time will be okay. But if I don't post shorts, that's when things plummet. And I don't even want to check my analytics. My analytics are probably so bad, because guess what? If you don't post that much on YouTube, or if you like let go of your consistency, your videos don't get recommended as much. They don't get as many views. And that's the thing, right? You kind of have to keep doing the output, but at the same time, like you have to make sure you're focusing on quality. And my goal is to focus more on quality, so I'm not compromising. Wow, this is so bright. My goal is to focus on quality and kind of dial back on how much I'm posting, so I'm able to maintain the quality of what I like to post, and I'm able to create fresh, new, and interesting content, and devote more time to doing things like creating more shorts videos, to really being a little bit more thought out with how I'm doing my YouTube content, because posting like top 5s, top 10s, like I'm still gonna do that. I still like doing that, but it's not something that I think I want to dedicate my entire page to. And I think that once you kind of like box yourself into that, it can get really easy to kind of like do the redundant things, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. So anyway, that is pretty much it. For now, I'm going to still probably maintain like 3 to 5 or 3 to 4 videos in a week, because I've done a lot of pre-filmed content. I have a lot of videos that are available for me to publish, but I would like to do more content where I just kind of switch it up a bit. Like I would like to do more, get ready with me, talk about fashion, talk about lifestyle in a way that I haven't been able to do before, because I'm just so focused on fragrance, and still maintain my like fragrance content. Like I still love doing that, but kind of switch it up a little bit. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh yeah, let me put the hair down so you get the full effect. Yeah. I really like this makeup, and I hope that this hasn't been taking too long to film, because like I said, the editing is going to be interesting. But yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know what you want to see next. Let me know what topics you'd like to see. And also, if you want to see more of my content in general, check out my TikTok, check out my Instagram. I post a lot more like fashion content on Instagram, especially nowadays. And I'm always like posting shorts and things on TikTok as well. I love YouTube. I'm not in any way taking YouTube away, or I'm not stopping YouTube, but I think I'm just dialing back. So I don't know when I'm posting this, but thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.